or ban the clip. Again, please go look at the Puckle gun, Mike. Go Google it. I think it's Puckle, but it might be EL. The Puckle gun. Michael, I got to tell you, here's why I disagree with you, okay? Here's why I disagree with you. We are folding into what the terrorists want, okay? And they are patient, okay? The people that we're fighting are not like the Nazis, the Japanese. These are not people that want instant gratification. These are very patient and smart individuals. And what they do is they have started to erode the freedoms, right? The very existence of the NSA horrifies me, okay? It horrifies me. But when you talk about the Founding Fathers, and they wrote the Constitution, right? Their guns were muskets, you say, with gunpowder and not the very high-powered semi-automatic weapons. I would say if you're not guilty of anything, you can't be denied any right, especially if you're American. You got to be proven guilty of something. This is the slope they want us to go down. This is where they want us to go, Mike. This is the conversation they want us to be having. They don't want us to talk about how to defeat terrorism. They want us to respond to terrorism. So when I look at it, what I see, should the FBI be notified? Well, if there's an investigation, then there's got to be a click to it. And here's where the problem is, Mike. Guns have no business being regulated at the state level. It should all be handled at the federal level. All of it. Every darn bit of it. And the reason for that is because it's a federal right. It's a federal right. That's what it is. You have freedom of speech. It's a federal right. You have freedom of press. It's a federal right. You have freedom of a fair trial and representation. These are federal rights. You have the freedom to own a gun. Now, I could argue back the other way and say to you that when the Founding Fathers put the Second Amendment in, first of all, remember that they put it in, a lot of that was under the need of the anti-federalists because they thought that the federal government would be too powerful. And there was a lot of debate back and forth, of course, at that time about that. But at the end of the day, that was the maximum that they had. That was it, the max. So you're right. So do you think that, never forget that the Second Amendment was put there for a few reasons. Phone call? Oh, we got a phone call coming in. All right. Let me see. Do I have the right phone? Because it doesn't seem. Let me hit this button and we'll see if we get something. Good evening. You're on the Freedom Network. This is Gary, and who is this? I have no one. I don't have one. I'm sorry, but that's all right. Maybe we lost you. If not, you can email in if you can't get through, or call back. But in any event, this was what they had. So the Second Amendment doesn't exist for hunting. It doesn't exist for target practice. It exists for a very, very few specific reasons that Madison outlined very well in several of the Federalists, but even in other writings that he's done, that's easily obtainable. And what he talked about is he talked about things like this. He talked about, do I have a call? You want me to try it again? Sure. Let me see what I can do here. I'll see. No, I ain't got no one there. I got somebody trying to yell at me, but they'll have to wait a minute, I guess. I don't know. What do you got? You got another line coming in? I'll take the line. I'll take the call. I don't care how they get a hold of me here on the Freedom Network. Here we are. Hello, and how are you?
I should have been Barry tonight.
Oh, look, it's you. Well, I thought you weren't doing any shows over the summer.
I'm not.
What are you doing?
I got some tidbits for you.
What do you got?
I'm not. There's a guy. I think his name is Phil Haney. I don't know if you heard of this guy yet.
Who's that?
He was one of the first people to ever work for the Homeland Security.
Okay.
From the beginning, when George Bush developed Homeland Security.
Yep.
Well, he's just come out with a new book. It's called See Something, Say Nothing.
What's it all about?
Well, his job at Homeland Security way back in I think 2003 or whatever it was to analyze all incoming information and data, all right, about these terror networks or whatever, where these people were coming from, and to try to connect the dots. And he did that over a number of years. And he had over 800 leads between mosques and connections and whatever.
Yeah.
And when the Obama administration came in, they deleted all his work.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, this book chronicles. He's got a bestseller book now. It's called "Say Something, See Something, Say Nothing."
Yeah, I'm going to look that up.
Check it out.
Paul.
He's on
Yeah.
the internet. And Donald wants to put a temporary ban when he becomes president on people from terrorist countries trying to emigrate to the United States.
Yes.
Well, back in 2011, Barack Obama, with the stroke of a pen, delayed the entry of Iraqi refugees for 6 months. But see, nobody remembers that.
No, you can't talk about that.
Well, it's a fact.
You're not supposed to. Yeah, you might get a visit tonight, man.
That's okay. They know where I live. Got my NRA sticker on my door. They know where I live.
I'm sure they're watching you, man.
And by the way, as far as Hillary Clinton goes,
Yeah.
here's another good one for you. We're not going to have to wait for the FBI.
No?
No, the Russian government is going to hand over all her emails that they stole from her private server, and WikiLeaks is going to release all that information in a not too distant future.
You think that'll happen?
It's already on Breitbart. It's going to happen.
Really? Well, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
So let the games begin.
I'm game, man. Let's see what's out there. I'm all for it. I can't
Take
stand
care.
her
Just
anyway.
Remember, we're going to make America great again.
All right. All right. Well, I may have to. I don't know. I was going to talk about Johnson, but I don't know if this guy's going to get any traction here.
Gary, I don't know about Gary Johnson. It looks like somebody gave him a bad haircut. I've got a Flowbee. I'm going to have to see him and show him some lessons. Looks like somebody gave him a bad Flowbee haircut.
I wanted to get you going there a little bit, but I may talk about it maybe in the weeks to come. But I
Take
mean,
care, brother.
you too, man. I'll tell you. Thanks for being out there, man. I appreciate that very much. It's email came in. It's back from Mike. Gary, I agree with you that there should be no gun regulation on law-abiding citizens. Great show. Let's finish our debate over a beer. I am down. I'm off in 10 minutes. Where do you want me to meet you? You let me know. Let me know. I'm in. I know it's a tough issue. It's a tough issue for all of us. It really is. And, it seems to me that every time it's your guns. It's not the terrorists. It's not the people that want to kill you. It's not that we have to figure out that. We have to limit your rights. It isn't even just terrorists. It is an insane increase of the events that happen that allow them to come out and, like Obama loves to do, trot the parents of dead kids onto TV to get you to try to limit your freedoms. They're trying to convince you. Can't you see it? It drives me crazy that people can't see it, but I'm going to keep talking about it. All right? It's a fix. All right? Expand the NSA. Less guns. That's the deal here. More NSA, less guns. Don't you see what's happening? I think that there have been about 24 mass shootings in the United States since Obama took office. I don't have the other page up, but if I remember correctly, it was about 24. How many under other presidents have taken place, folks? How many? And when times were tough, all right, and the fix to our problem is never to limit our rights. The fix to the problem, if we need to, is to kick the asses of the people that want to kill us. That's the fix to the problem. Or you seal the border, and you're done with the world, and you say the heck with it, okay? If you mess with us, we're just going to blow your whole country up, and that's what we're going to do. And eventually people stop messing with you. But you can't take your rights away and expect America to flourish. It's not going to happen. It absolutely cannot happen. There's no way it can happen. Oh boy, I'm all worked up tonight. I am. You know, at the end of the day, let's face it, all right, folks, something is going on that's a little weird here. And that's why I feel in no way can we allow, let's say, Hillary Clinton to become the president. This will continue. You mark my words. It already, the door has been left open for so long. You've forgotten about the mass invasion over the southern border. We're not allowed to really talk about that because then we may be called a racist. But when we were invaded over the southern border, we should have had troops on the southern border, not in Iraq. That's where the troops should be, and you should protect the country. We got a phone call. All right. Good evening, and thank you. I don't have you. Wait a minute. Is it this phone that I need? It's this phone. I got all kinds of phones. I got 16 computers, a telephone, 2 telephones, and a cell phone. Here we go. You're on the Freedom Network. How are you?
Gary, you're going to have to get more phones, I think.
I mean, I got phones and emails. Man, Barry, I got it all going on. What's up, bud?
Excellent show, Gary. And,
Thank you.
I think, like as they say, history repeats itself.
Yes.
And a lot of today you can almost compare to the way things were before World War II in this country. There was a lot of people in denial of the threat from Japan and the threat from Nazism. And, it's sad when I think that there's a faction of our government that's in denial, because if they acknowledge that there's a certain faction out there, religious fanatics that have declared war on this country, that they would have to react and they would have to respond. And to some, that is just too frightening. And it's, when they bring up the weapons, the assault rifle, an assault rifle was used this time, but on 9/11, rifles were not used to slaughter 3,000 Americans. So
No.
If it's not rifles, they're going to find another way to possibly create a major attack in this nation. And it took something devastating to, December 7th, 1941, to wake up a lot of people that had their heads in the sand against the Japanese Empire and the Nazi Empire. And I just hope that it's not going to take something of that magnitude, greater than 9/11, to finally realize that there's a nation out there, a religious fanatic nation, that's at war with this country and other Christian nations. And it may be time for the United States to initiate Article 8 under the NATO Compact, when one attack on one NATO nation is an attack on all, and that we need to start being serious about this. It may take a new president to do that, or, like I say, God forbid that there's a major attack on this country that throws us into a war footing like it was in World War II. I'll let you comment, Gary.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
Okay, thank you.
All right, buddy. Yeah, there's some great points there. It is about survival. We are a human animal. That's what we are. Okay, folks? That's what we are. All right? We are not anything more than territorial. We like borders. We like to be with our own. This is what we are. Okay? This is what it is. Barry brings up some great points. Did we ban box cutters? Was there ever a debate to ban box cutters? No. We say you can't bring them on planes, right? Can't bring them on plane. Listen, there was a shoe bomber, right? Okay? You can bring a lighter on a plane right now. No one said ban lighters. I could bring it on a plane, folks. A plane. Never mind ban them in general. So they've tried to ban guns, like gun-free zones. Doesn't work. Okay? America is we had the nightclub fire. Remember the nightclub fire in Rhode Island? It was an awful thing that happened, right? No terrorism with that, right? But some huge mistakes. I don't remember anyone saying we should ban chains. I don't remember it. They didn't ban box cutters. They didn't ban much of anything except guns. Guns and your freedoms. Those must be banned. Because those, if you ban those, if you start to remove guns, if the first step is to get the big guns out, right? Because first it's going to be the big guns. You can't have 100 rounds. Okay, you can have 50. Oh, you can't have 50. All right, now you can have 25. You can't have 25. Now you can have a revolver. You can't have a revolver. Where does it end? I'm telling you right now, they will never, ever, ever, ever be satisfied. It will never happen. Never. Anybody that's advocating gun control right now is either brainwashed because they really think that if I limit my rights, I'll be safe. They really believe that if you take rights away from yourself and from me, that somehow you're going to be safer. If the NSA is expanded and grown, you're going to be safer. If gun rights are curtailed, you're going to be safer. What planet are we living on? What planet? I can't understand it for the life of me. I just can't understand it for the life of me. Mike, I'd love to get into it with you. I know it's 7:57. We got to be out of here at what, 59? Yes? All right, so we got to get out of here at 59, so that only leaves me about a minute and a half from the very seconds we're speaking with. I can't get too conversational with the rest of what I wanted, but I want you to ask yourself a question. How in the universe's name, in God's name, in any name you want to swear upon or look to for solace, how do you think that limiting freedoms can help fight terrorism? How do you think that in any way, shape, or form, that limiting your freedoms is going to make you safer? I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So, folks, remember a few key points, okay? Let's put this down. Remember a few key points. All Muslims aren't terrorists. Some Muslims commit awful acts. A lot of people commit awful acts. If there's an organized issue, way, and desire to remove America as you know it, which there is, you better wake up and you better start doing something about it. Because if you think that removing your rights is going to make you safer, you're either brainwashed or you're probably not a big fan of the United States of America. The Freedom Network. I'm Gary. I'll be back next week.